We are rolling.
We are rolling. Welcome everyone to the For the Band podcast.
V2.
We are episode 2. We're your host Drew and
Bobby.
Yo.
So the sarcastic couch?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So last time we ended off with we were going to show each other our first songs we ever recorded. So we are going to do that right now. Bobby, would you do the honor?
Let's do it. Okay.
First of all,
show my song first?
I think we'll do your first beat, my first beat, your
Okay.
first song, my first song.
I like that idea.
So what's it titled?
Bobby's first beat, MP3. Dude, I wish I had the date when I made this.
I know, none of my
I think I
stuff's
looked at it.
timestamped.
Okay, what was sophomore year of high school?
For
Summer, going into sophomore for me. I'm 21. So it's 2023.
Sophomore year for me was 2015. 2015 for me.
How old were you?
I don't know, dude. I'm really bad with that.
Probably like 16, right? Damn. Okay, so
sounds
this was
about right.
5 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. You guys
Okay.
ready for the moment of truth?
I'm so ready. I'm actually so ready.
I'll explain how I made it after too.
Little modal mixture. Oh my god. oh. What are
Dude, the
those
clap isn't
drums?
even on like where it's supposed to be.
It's on. Yeah, it's like
Like I skipped one.
this is like super experimental. It sounds like loading music for like a
It
really
does.
weird video game.
Yeah. Like Terraria or something.
Yeah.
I think it changes. That might be it.
Really?
I
You
think
just
there's a
loop
switch
that?
up. I think there's a switch up, I hope. There was something different there. I don't know what was different, but something was different.
2 claps instead of 1.
Yeah. Look at that hi-hat. It's just like, why is it just in there?
Well, yeah, like this hi-hat spike. There's no actual like hi-hats. Like, what is that? Boom. Is that an 808? You just didn't know how to
All right.
pitch?
So, what I did is I downloaded FL Studio, the demo version, so I
Yeah.
couldn't save. And I only had the stock sounds because, dude, when you first get a DAW and you don't know what you're looking at, it's kind of a nightmare, right? It's like a whole
Oh yeah,
science
it's like-
project.
yeah, it is.
But basically, I looked up a low pump beat making tutorial, and I didn't want to plagiarize and copy the video, so I thought I had to. So I moved like the claps around and like the kicks around because I thought that I'd be copying the guy's drum melody until I realized that every drum rhythm is like exactly the same.
Yeah.
Especially in that genre, I was like, oh, you're not stealing it. Like you're allowed to do that. So that's why all the claps are like moved around. I'm like, oh, I don't want to put it here in the middle because he did that on YouTube. I want to put to the left.
and
original.
that was both. Yeah, that wouldn't be copyright.
And that's why it's like all wonky.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Dude, I think I used like the
Yeah, what plugins did you use? FL Keys?
FL Keys, and then
Like some
I remember
sound.
it was like a 707 kick or something, or like one of the
808 kick?
yeah the stock thing. Threw that in there.
Oh, the legacy, one of the legacy
Yes, one of the
sounds.
legacy
Yeah,
sounds.
the FL Studio
Uh-huh.
legacy sounds. Yeah.
I didn't EQ anything. I didn't know how. I think I
That doesn't sound EQ.
I think I leveled the volumes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
No 808s.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah. Okay, let's play your first beat. That was like really bad, by the way.
It's like this.
And
Okay,
the
wait.
fact that
wait.
I like have to follow along a YouTube video to even do that, it's even more depressing.
Yeah. My first one. So I was like messing around with this synth. I think I found like this like MIDI online, and
the Tomorrows.
no, that's my first song.
Okay.
The first beat is The Mission, and this I don't know. Okay, so like a backstory behind this song, or like whatever you want to call it. It's more like background music. Like I was messing around with this synth. I think it was Citrus. I think it's just some stock.
Dude, Citrus goes hard though.
And
I'm not gonna lie.
I was messing around on my MIDI keyboard, like just random chords, and it sounded good. And then I learned how to like reverse things in what is the FL Studio in Edison. I learned how to reverse it, and this like crazy thing came out, and I just named it like The Mission, like a space mission or something. It sounds pretty.
I remember when I did that to my first like beat, when I was like, you can reverse
the whole
melody,
and
it was like this cool like.
So this is called The Mission. It reminded me of like some space mission or something. That's
DT The Mission,
Drew
120
Taylor.
BPM. Let's go. Do you know what key it's in?
No idea.
I still don't even know what keys my songs are in. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of sick already. It sounds like a movie, like cinematic.
That's about it.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Look, he brought me through like a journey. Like
it's trippy. I was really into like trippy psychedelic.
I wish there was
synths.
if there was a clap when the drums came in.
Yeah.
If there was a clap when those hi-hats came in, I was about to be like.
So I probably
crazy.
Made that in like 2017 when I first got FL Studio. And okay, I want to precur. That's not actually my first ever beat. I can't find, because I started on GarageBand, and those were my first ever like super rough.
That's probably why that's like kind of good.
Well, yeah, I'd been working on my production a little more after that, so that's not really fair to say it's my first beat. It's the first one I could find on my laptop in the earliest timestamp. So
that's pretty sick. Damn, I want to hear the GarageBand ones. Those are probably like.
Dude, those were more like, so I wanted to make music like Flume or like Odessa, like that. That's what those sounded like. I can't find any of them though. There was one called Wavecatcher that's actually pretty sick.
You're making stuff like Flume on GarageBand? Really?
No, well, more Odessa, like wavy synth stuff. I would say So
you started in EDM? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was so inspired by Odessa and like Petit Biscuit and Flume that that's what I thought I wanted to do, but then I didn't have the patience to learn like Ableton or anything, or like sound design that early on. Like it's just such a gigantic thing to take on at first.
Is so true. It took me like a few years of being like, okay, let me commit to Serum, and then then you're like, okay, then you can kind of like go to another synth. But it is it's a process. Yeah, it's a huge learning curve.
I think what drew me to FL Studio were kind of like at the SoundCloud stuff was like popping off, and I really just wanted to learn how to make like fun trap beats so I could like practice writing over and stuff, and that's what drew me away from focusing all on like, you know, the more EDM stuff to like just simple trap beats, but adding like a melodic component to like trap beats. Like, but
it probably definitely like carried forward, because like,
you mean like the style?
Yeah, like you had like in the back of your mind.
Yeah,
you have,
like I know what I like. Yeah,
because I actually think that's like kind of happens like in the music I make now. Like I don't produce much anymore, but even though like I'm not like making like EDM synths or like drops and stuff, like I almost like treat like the chorus like how will it have an impact like how a drop does, or like will it like you know, like that's important to me.
Yeah. And I want to also say I don't know a lick about music theory. I literally have gone my whole life with just by feel. Like, do I like the way it sounds? Do those notes sound good together? Does that chord make me feel well? Like, and that's the way I like literally do everything. I don't know what chord it is, honestly. I mean, other than the shape on guitar, I know what chord it is, but the notes I couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know. Like, I just go off feel.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I think it's always good to have like knowledge, because then you can make, again, like what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, no, I really wish I focused on it. My brain just doesn't I don't know. I can't lock into music theory. It's really complicated.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I know like scales and stuff, and like I know like the chords and piano and all the notes, but I don't know like diminished and like I don't know like.
I know it's
like a minor seventh.
I couldn't tell you.
What's like a minor? Like you borrow like one, like a seventh chord. Like what do you borrow one?
Like borrowed chords.
You borrow like a note.
Oh, borrowing notes from.
Like what makes it like a seventh chord?
A seventh that
like,
you add.
Like a triad, it's 4, but
if it's like a D7, you add. So instead of like a D major, which would be like the 3 notes, it'd be like you add the 7th in the scale. D7,
okay, that makes sense.
But you'd have but D dominant 7 is something way different.
Yeah, and then you have like, what do you have like?
But that's relative
you have
to
like
the key.
Augmented and suspended and diminished, and it's just like.
Yeah, augmented is when you take away a note.
Then
suspended, or suspended is when you take away one of the notes in the chord. Augmented is when you add.
Okay.
Like augmenting
and then,
something
then you
add.
Could have like a C add 9. It's just a normal C, but you add the
C
9th.
major, add the 9th.
You add the 9th, not the 7th. So it's like instead of a 7th.
That would be C major 7.
Extra high. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. I want to learn.
I know it is fascinating. My brain doesn't work like I don't. I can't.
I think if you like.
I can't memorize scales and stuff. Like I can't memorize keys. I don't know. If it sounds right, it sounds right.
True. I think it's just repetition. Like I think we can all.
Yeah, it's just practice.
I might like find like a course on YouTube and just get a little familiar. I want to be a little more familiar.
There's a I think it's called like Signals Sound Music or something, and I think his name is Jake, and he explains this so well. Really? I'll have to show you some other time, but he breaks it down like perfectly and like really easy to understand and apply. A lot of teachers on YouTube don't really know how to teach music theory or like make it fun. Like they just make it boring, and like this guy, I'll show you it some other time.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
we'll give him a shout out too in the description.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, first song time.
First song, yeah, you go first.
Okay, this song is called "You and Me" Idea Wave.
When did you record this?
Let me think. I was like, okay, summer after, like right after, like I graduated, I think.
Okay.
It was like, it might have been like a month after I graduated, or it might have been like, I don't think I was graduated yet, because like my high school year I graduated during the coronavirus year, so we were like online, so like I was like, it felt like I was graduated, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember I went to my car and I just like freestyled, recorded a bunch of just tracks, and all I cared about was feeling it and making sure that it was emotional, like. And I remember like I did that, and then I just like went and like I manually pitched all the tuning and all that stuff. I was like, I'll worry about that stuff later.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it sounds like. I know it's a nice catchy guitar. I know that because I remember the beat I made. I was originally going to give it to my sister and she liked it, and I did. And then I was like, ooh, I'm going to take this back.
Yeah.
I remember that. I don't know. We'll see. It's called You and Me.
You and Me.
I'm kind of nervous.
I'm excited.
I like the guitar.
Got you inside my head, but I'm gonna need some different excuses. Miss you right by my side. Truth is, I don't wanna go if I feel left out. Gotta hold my head up through this drought. Yeah, time's going up, but I'm making it work last minute. Yeah, I won't stop until I'm finished.
It's got like a country feel to it.
And me, yeah, time's running out, but it's free.
Yo, it's kind of fire.
The production's pretty solid.
Gotta hold my head up, baby. You and me, yeah, we miss this. We got a different kind of energy when we feel separated. I know what you're doing. I know who you screwing. But I think that we need another chance.
Dude,
That's it?
Fire. Let's find out. I don't know.
Or you just didn't write like the next, or that would be the hook, I think.
I think I wanted to make like a drop. I didn't really know what to do like with directions. You can hear how tuned it is.
Time's going up, but I'm making it work last minute. Yeah, I won't stop until I'm finished with you and me. Yeah, time's running out, but it's free.
Interesting. interesting.
That's actually not that
I
bad.
was honestly,
Like for your first attempt at recording and mixing and production by yourself,
yeah, I wasn't expecting this.
it's pretty good.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Let's go back to this part right here. I might like. There was like a. You know what I mean? Like that. Like. Give it a second.
The flow is kind of sick.
I think it's catchy. That's like a little catchy.
You can like borrow elements and then build on it.
I think right here was kind of cool.
Yeah. The mixing on that like rim is
Yeah.
sounds solid.
I know who you screwing, but I think that we need another chance.
That's really interesting to hear.
That was so interesting. Damn, it's like, did I get worse? No, that's. Dude, it's crazy the progression. We have to play our most recent track after all these two.
What is mine? I don't know. Oh, Deja Vu. I haven't even released it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll play some unreleased.
You have to airdrop to me. I'll play an unreleased song too. Damn, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
What did you think?
I thought no, honestly, for your first attempt at your first go at producing, recording, mixing.
Well, I've been producing for a few years before. Like this, just I just didn't like.
Oh,
so
okay.
The beat,
so your first go at recording.
This was like my first go ever recording or writing on my own. Yeah.
I've heard way worse. I've heard terrible mixes. That's not bad at all for your first go around.
Dude, I might actually go back on that and redo it one day. Cause I kind of like there was some melody ideas in there. I kind of liked.
Me too. I liked some. You revive it, make it more like you now. Make it more current.
Dude, yeah, that rim kind of went hard when I came out. I was like, what the hell? When I do this?
Solid rim.
Damn. Okay.
Cool.
That was my first ever song I recorded. And it's crazy because my second one was I got lucky with that one because I knew it happened to be in my range, but I started writing a lot because I didn't know what was in my range. So a lot of the songs I made after this were they sound pretty bad, and I got really experimental because I was just trying to learn. I was doing different, it was it wasn't like that genre. It's I got with this one this genre the poppy guitar. It's hard to if you make a nice sweet melody and good lyrics you can actually make something alright.
This is before before we could use Splice. I don't know if it was it around when
dude, I recorded this 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that was around then.
Yeah, I think I got the guitar from Splice actually, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. But yeah, the ones after I kept going, then I got they were not good because I was just experimenting. I was trying to have fun, learn, see what I could do. So I think I just got lucky with that one. But damn, yeah, that was my first ever song.
That was.
I remember when I showed that to my mom for the first time. I was so nervous, and she was like, "Bobby, you should keep doing this." And I was like, "No way." And I did.
Good. What was
Tomorrow Sunset.
Yeah. All right. So this song, I was really into Naruto at the time, and there was a theme from the show called Sadness and Sorrow, and I wanted to flip the meaning of that's the name of the piece, and I wanted to flip the name and actually make it an uplifting and positive song, but using the same using something that sounds very sad, an ironic thing where it's something that sounds the depths of sadness and all of this, but
it's
make
not.
the song meaning happy.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just
I love
it's your
songs
classic
songwriting
trope.
I love that songs like that. Yeah, it's sad, but it's the lyrics are motivational, kind of uplifting.
Yeah, so that's where I was going with this. Also, I didn't really find my singing voice during this at all. It doesn't sound that. Let's just play it honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Moment of truth.
So yeah, I sampled Naruto. Also I recorded this in early 2018.
Would you record it in your room or something? Did you record it in your room?
No, this was at a studio in Indiana.
It's kind of sick already.
Hey man, if you're struggling right now and it feels like there's only one way out, you have to know it's worth staying here.
I made this beat too.
I have been down those dark roads before too. I didn't believe everyone telling me it gets better. Always thought it sounded cliche, but your purpose reveals itself eventually. And for those who haven't found theirs yet, this one's for you. Look, locked in a toxic mindset, bound to the leaves of regret. Dwell on my past and obsess how good she looked when undressed. Blaming my face soon upset. Pressure reply, too much stress. Thoughts in my brain still offset. Lusting for love, enough said. These warm stains, pain from nights in the cold rain. I'm home.
It's so boring. Like my vocal delivery is so boring.
My own way. I wait for no one but patient. Proud of myself and complacent. A walking paradox racing. The truth you too scared to face it. Right to myself adjacent. These fears controlling me wasted. Demons lurking, degrading my confidence every day. Then Freddy Krueger and Jason sneak up behind me with blades and dim the blunt and face them, blood soaking like roses.
It's just kind of hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
The motto, your message, save it. Tears dry, but don't worry, the sun will rise tomorrow. The big lie, life is long, there's time to borrow. Just get high, do what you love, don't want to wallow. Clear eyes, stand up, believe, don't try to follow. Tears dry, but don't worry, the sun will rise tomorrow. The big lie, life is long, there's time to borrow. Just get high, do what you love, don't want to wallow. Clear eyes, stand up, believe, don't try to follow. Verses and curse concoctions combine the rhythm with rhyme. Wish you could tell them they're broken when they said you were fine. They ain't go laugh on the grin when your pills working this time. Now they ain't laughing no more cause they just took a whole life. Only after the fact despise when life has gone all awry and stand to say their goodbyes. So lift your light to the sky. Pray for the ones too kind. To those hopeless and opus brings a world lens right into focus. Glass is fogging, can't see, so take subliminally. Post too much on the feed, seek attention received. Hearts and words you're conceived. There's more to life than your steez. Ain't real with yourself, I peeped. Judging by trends with ease. The here and now won't perceive. Disciples on screens appease. Tears dry, but don't worry, the sun will rise tomorrow. The big lie, life is long, there's time to borrow. Just get high, do what you love, don't want to wallow. Clear eyes, stand up, believe, don't try to follow. Tears dry, but don't worry, the sun will rise
I kinda
tomorrow.
fuck with this.
The big
Not gonna lie.
life is long, there's time
it's
to
alright.
borrow. Just get high, do what you love, don't want to wallow. Clear eyes,
This ending part's
stand up,
pretty
believe,
cool.
don't try to follow.
We turn our sadness and sorrow to broken chains by tomorrow. Whatever you go through now dissipates, won't follow. Don't believe me, don't follow. Or hit restart and refresh. Just get some rest. And tomorrow, play
So that
the
was like
song
my whole
as the
thing.
sun
Like,
sets.
so Tomorrow's Sunset is just like the concept behind the song was just trying to keep someone who was struggling alive.
It sounded deep, dude. And the
No,
lyrics
it's
were
very- it
the
is
lyrics
very
were
deep.
The lyrics are pretty sick,
like
actually.
pretty deep.
I like when like it came to that break. It kind of gave me like kind of older school hip hop
Well, it's like
feels, even though
you know Cake. Do you know who Cake is?
I don't like.
Like
Kind of
short
like
skirt, long jacket.
Eminem. Like it didn't sound like
Yeah.
Eminem. Like you know how like sometimes he has like that phrase section that like after like all the rapping,
Uh-huh.
it's like it's kind of like more
Like
melodic.
singy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Dude, that's kind of sick. It doesn't sound like the Drew I know. Like it doesn't sound.
I
like
know,
you.
dude. I changed my. Well, that's before I didn't know how to sing, so I thought it was, I would just rap everything, and I was, trying to think like, all right, what is my sound? And you can't always like, you're like, what is my sound? And that's before I started learning how to sing.
You just gotta experiment a bunch
yeah.
to find that.
But
Dude.
that was like my first like, vocal attempt in a studio, like in a paying session. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just went to my car with my mic and I
Oh,
sat
really?
there.
The one you used to.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's a
Sat
good
with my car,
recording.
my mic, and damn, I just recorded. What I did, I used to have this like strategy. I was like, instead of like doing takes, I'll like screw it. I'm gonna record 50 whole songs, like 50 all the lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I would do. I would just like, dude, I'd drive over the bridge. I'd go like to beach, like park on the beach side. And
Yeah.
I forgot what I'd do. I would like have my Monster or something. I'd just go. I'd make it dark as hell in my car. I wouldn't turn any lights on. I'd put my brightness all the way down because I didn't want people to see me through my windshield.
Yeah.
I was that insecure. And I just poured my heart out for like 50 times. And then I comped when I got home. So like what I would do is like, I would like comp every phrase to like the best takes.
Gotcha.
Because, you know, you're out of breath in certain areas.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like maybe like when you're like 10 versions in, you're like, okay, let me like try a little longer. Let me sing lower now.
Yeah.
Let me do harmonies or sing a totally different melody and then use it as a harmony later. And that's what I would do. It took a while. It worked.
Yeah.
At the time, it worked for me. Dude, I like your song, actually. That was pretty badass.
I would like...
There was a lot of lyrics. Like you...
Yeah, no, I really... That's when I was really into conscious stuff. Like writing, like... I was like journaling and stuff. I was in a very different headspace when I recorded that too, so... I don't know. People didn't like it because it was... like, no one really caught, like... Only people who liked it was like my family. I posted it on SoundCloud.
Really? I mean, it sounds like the delivery, like it sounded like you sound like you're just starting.
Yeah.
But like overall, like as a song, from like listening from like a songwriter perspective, I actually think it was pretty sick. Like if you were to redo that now, in more like in your, you know, like in, you know, I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think it's also like you don't really hear too much like music. Like that's kind of like it feels outdated. Like, you know what I mean?
What does?
Like I don't really know what I'm saying. Like I would listen to it, but like what you hear now, it's like that style is like not
like
around.
sample based hip hop.
Yeah, it's like not around anymore. But like
it's
who
different.
Cares?
It's more
trappy.
trappy.
Dude, we should do it. Dude, why don't we like go live and redo our first songs? That'd be sick.
That actually would be sick.
Do you have the stems to that beat?
It's in Ableton. Yeah, I have the session.
Oh my god, dude! You should get the stems, like remix it. We could like reproduce. We could do them together. We'll do mine together. We'll do yours together. That would be sick. That'd be sick. I feel like people would want to see that.
Yeah. Something funny about that beat is I didn't know how to sample at all, and I didn't know how to like not what's it called? Have the clipping in between the clips. So I manually ducked 3 minutes of. It took like.
Dude,
2 days.
That's so funny.
I didn't know how to do it.
I still don't know how to sample. I was never good at sampling stuff that wasn't like loops. Like, you could like fool around, you could get it, but I remember I would like try to take vocals from like random stuff or like things from movies and try to like make its own like.
I know that's the thing. When
I would always get
speak
caught
to you.
up.
I want to make them like, even if it's not like first like Naruto. Like when I heard Sadness and Sorrow, I was like, this is such a beautiful piece of music.
Dude, the beat
I want to make it like a beat. Like I want to include it in like a song because it just stands. It's just an orchestral piece in the show, but it's kind of cool. I don't know. Like I really like the sound of it.
So you recorded in a paid session. Was there an engineer? Did he engineer too?
Yeah, the engineer was actually Travis Coldcut Moore. He worked with me, and he was like my mentor also at Asmus School of Music Technology in Indiana, and that was a really cool session. It was pretty eye-opening to hear yourself for the first time with like all the effects and stuff, and watch him mix it. Like that was kind of one of the coolest moments I've had in my music life.
Oh, like when you got your vocals mixed by like an engineer for the first time, it was like really eye-opening.
That experience is really sick.
Yeah, like for me, that experience, it was kind of like I didn't really like feel it because I've been doing it, so like.
Yeah.
And
it is eye-opening.
It was really cool. What was really awesome though, is being able to like record and not have to click all the buttons and do all the tedious stuff.
Like someone's like
knowing that like
you can just focus on the song.
And when you're when you're working with like a good producer too, they're like this guy was also like a vocal producer. Like he would like he knew what takes were like gonna be the takes, and like it was a joint effort. We were both like, oh, that's it. But it was cool because if you like sometimes you, especially if you're starting out, if you don't really have like your ear or open like your mind to like sense what you think the take's gonna be or what you want to use or like the judge on it, it could be like they might just be like, oh, look, this works.
I know.
And then like the song is like not what it could be.
Some engineers are all about like just getting it done and not working with you. That's like a big thing.
Like with us, like one of the songs we did with like a 5-hour recording session, because he was just like, if it didn't feel right, we didn't go with it, which I thought was awesome. That was like the best. That's what you pay for, you know.
Some of my best recording sessions have been with engineers that give me the space to mess up, to be free, to be crazy,
Yes,
and
dude.
not worry about the like perfection at first.
Yeah, like we would like comping also is like could help. It helped a lot. Like
Yeah.
we would just like sing the whole song through, see what happens, experiment, like maybe like take
Yeah.
a lot of breaks too, because your voice will get tired.
True.
Like you want to take a lot of breaks.
Yeah. And also, like, I don't know, different studios have different energies and, like, different feels, and you come from different creative spaces in different spaces. So it's a big thing, too. Also, I wanted to say, like, okay, so this actually happened to one of my friends. He got a mix back, like, his first ever song, and he got so discouraged, but he was a really good singer. So sometimes you can get bad engineers that will shoot your confidence down because they don't know how to mix, or they do Melodyne wrong. Like, you know?
That's interesting. I want to hear it. Do you have?
I don't have. It sounded real. I mean,
It was bad. Like the mix was bad.
So bad.
Like what did it sound like? Just like super.
The Melodyne was wrong. He was going to weird notes that didn't make sense.
Yeah, some people are out of their mind.
Yeah. But yeah, so don't.
Did he record through autotune?
Yeah. Well, he's a good singer. He doesn't need it. It's just the engineer being like, oh, it needs to sound perfect. Like, no.
I think you should do whatever.
I think what's beautiful is the imperfection.
I think you should do whatever gets you to just be captivated in like the moment in the zone is what you should do. I don't record through autotune only because I don't know. Like I think it
Yeah.
You could, when you hear like the really natural tendencies of character of your voice, then I don't know, it just makes sense to me.
I wish I could record zero latency with effects, but it's just not possible. I always just mute.
I record
I
with compression, always. Quite a bit of compression, actually.
Do you hear yourself in the headphones when you record?
I like myself loud.
Dude, I don't hear myself when I...
Really?
I can't,
Holy
it doesn't work. Like, if I put my voice on in my headphones, there's a delay. And I can't figure it out with the interface.
The Apollo and then the Mac?
Yes.
Interesting.
I cannot get rid of... There's like a 50
FL Studio and a
millisecond.
Focus, right? I have no delay.
I know, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
No, but I record with quite a bit of compression. I think I want to start recording with less compression.
Yeah.
But and then I throw a little bit of reverb on it. I make my voice loud, like to where I can hear every crisp.
Damn.
And that's how I record.
I don't know if I... It's weird.
It makes you sing better when you really can hear
when you can hear everything.
You can hear like on like deeper level, like you really, really hear it. It makes you sing better, I think.
I'd be interested to try that setup one time.
I don't record with an EQ either.
I record with compression, and that's about it.
Yeah, I just record compression and light reverb.
And also, I don't mix immediately. Like, I want to hear a solid vocal performance dry.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think that's just how... I mean, like, think about, like, it could go both ways. You could be like, well, you're going to have all the effects on anyway. So
yeah, like you're going to add them anyway.
Why don't you just see what they sound like while you're recording? Yeah. Now you know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But for me, I just think it's like really important to get the raw vocal, dry vocals.
Get that performance down. And then once you're like, okay, yeah, I'm cool with it. It's a good baseline. Everything you add, it's like,
and then you'd be surprised. You end up like adding less. Like when you have that, like, because then you'll be like, oh, like you don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there's a vocal fry somewhere, like a little like.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to EQ that out or something.
Yeah, like there's like some natural like thing. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
It also depends. Genre is important. Like if you're like, like really pop, then it's gonna be pretty.
Different frequencies resonating.
But if you're like an indie, I think that natural, like that rawness is important.
The large room reverb, like the more like raw bedroom feel is gonna be good for indie.
Dude, listen like KG Elevate, for example. Like their recordings sound like
yeah,
like
pretty,
not very good.
Pretty raw. Like yeah, and it's that's the
great.
That's the artistic choice.
Dude, actually, I read something. Their Social Cues album, the singer like was just laying on the ground. And he just recorded like one way all the way through for like some of the songs on that album. Like with like a mic, and he just like was laying. I don't know.
Yeah, that goes to show you like there's no rules to music.
There is no rules
like
at
just whatever you can get, like whatever space you can put your body physically in to feel the most comfortable and creative. you're gonna make some amazing stuff.
I totally agree.
Like, does not matter if it's freaking outside by a lake and that brings some, I don't know, natural serotonin and joy to your brain. You're gonna write. You're gonna
It's art.
Whatever you say. It doesn't matter if it's gibberish or not. You're gonna come from a space that's like free and like just, I don't know, flowing. Like,
Yeah, like it's art. Like, why do we have to be in like a $40 million studio to record a song all the
Yeah.
time? Like, it's just to get radio ready.
You
Like, that
gotta
just doesn't make
be
sense to me.
where
I
you're
listen to,
comfortable.
I listen to a lot of artists who have like hundreds of million streams and their recordings don't sound all that great. Like Dominic Fike, one of my favorite artists ever. Like, his recordings don't sound very like
No, it's the artistry.
that. Like, they're great. They do sound great, but like they don't sound like
Yeah,
a
they don't
Justin
have the
Bieber
top
song,
end
who I
like
really like too. So.
quality. I mean, some of them, the mastering is really good, but
Yeah, that's true. I think they do have like whoever's engineering is doing a really good job
yeah,
for what it is.
Yeah.
Because then that makes sense. Now that you mentioned that, the mastering is probably one of the things that's making it that still sound really.
Oh, the master is like the finishing touches. That's what makes it sound like good on everything. Whether it's like, you pull up your phone and go to an Instagram reel and it sounds crisper. Your phone's like your phone speakers. Like,
Yeah, good point.
that mastering's so tough. Like, I've tried to attempt to make it sound good on everything. It's really tough. You got to have the room to do it and a lot of
Now that I think about
years
it,
of experience.
I think you could get away with a lot as long as you have a really good engineer, or if you're engineering yourself, if you're doing a good job.
I think if your song is good, it will
that too.
overrule pretty much any mixing choices you make.
Well, but I think, dude, see, like we keep contradicting ourselves. Like there really is no rule. It's just kind of like
I know,
things are
yeah.
just always
There
different.
isn't. There really
I
isn't.
do think a great mix is important. Like whether like you and I think it could be like less plugins
Mm-hmm.
could make it a better mix and more plugins. Like I'm not saying like how much effort you put into the mix.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the overall finished sound of the mix.
Yeah, and I think the energy of the track too, because with like X and all them, like they didn't know jack shit about mixing, and it added to that kind of like punk rap
Dude, yeah.
attitude because of the distortion, the crunchiness. Like it's like grainy, it's disgusting.
true.
Like it adds to that art form. So there, like we said, there's no rules to it. It just I think the
I'll pull up a
best
song, actually.
the best thing you can do is go with the energy of the track, and whatever choices you make that follow those guidelines will be the correct ones.
I think the song's a good example.
What?
Revenge by X. Like just listen to the
It's so
listen to the layers of the
it's
vocals. Like it's
so
like
lo-fi.
nothing's vocalized.
But it's like everyone loves that song because it's so
Such a great
raw
song.
and real.
The panning's pretty cool. It does sound like a Damn, this is a sick mix. I like how wide the vocals are and everything.
Yeah, there's lots of stacks,
Yeah.
like left and right.
There's a lot of layers.
Is that 1 billion streams?
I don't even think it's tuned. I don't think those background vocals are even tuned. Maybe they are, of course. And then you go to like a song like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you just like hear the difference. Like both amazing songs, total different mix choices when it
Yeah.
comes to vocals, especially. He's a really good like recording artist. He was really good live too.
Charlie Puth is such a good mix. Like, I don't know if he probably did mix this.
You
I know
think
he
so?
wrote it, but it sounds like he mixed it too because it's very, like the way he does his Melodyne, especially with like
Yeah.
the falsetto notes. It's like,
I'm gonna say I don't think Charlie Puth mixed it.
you don't?
Let's look it up. Why not? There's a lot of songwriters on this song.
Charlie Puth.
Even though Charlie Puth, like, I mean, he wrote that like initial melody, and then you just
Yeah.
Of course, you know, like someone writes a word, they become a songwriter. So, damn interesting. Pulse public. Okay, because I'm not gonna lie, that Omar
Cashmere
Fetty guy is
Cat.
like really good. I think he's actually dating
Oh,
Addison
Fetty.
Rae.
Yeah, dude, he's on everything. He's
Dude,
been on,
him and Brandon Walsh, they're like they're
Yeah.
like this like trio. It's like
Yeah.
him, Brandon Walsh, and who I don't know, someone else.
he's a guitarist,
Anderson
right? They
Blocks
do
or
all the
something.
guitar loops and,
I don't know. They just like
or
them.
like they're just song. I think they're
they're
just
like around it with
songwriters.
like Post Malone. Him.
Yeah.
They're just like in that crew, and they're popping up bangers. But Pulse Publishing Administration, I want to look that up because maybe that's where the songwriters are on. I'm not gonna lie. I have like so. How do you submit songs? to,
Pulse
like,
Publishing is a
publishing
music studio.
companies? Is it out in L.A.?
Yeah. They do publishing and recording. I'm pretty sure. I want to say Puth. It sounds so much like a Charlie Puth mix.
Composer, lyricist. Like, what does that even mean?
Who is?
Blake Slatkin is the.
Well, composer. They
Engineers.
made the beat.
I found it. Oh, that's what they do. That's what it's considered. That's so interesting. It's so interesting to
Or
me how
they
many,
had some part in the production.
It's really
that's
interesting
That's
how,
all
like,
the composer.
they get like a cool official name. Like, it's always interesting to me. Okay, here we go.
Composer Blake Slatkin. Charlie
Okay, so the
Puth.
songwriters.
So these are all the songwriters.
Charlton Howard, that's the Killer Roy. And
And then producers. It's like all the same.
Charlie
crowd.
Puth is a producer, programmer, vocal producer. That's always interesting to me. So
Vocal
many, like,
producer Josh Good.
I always wondered that.
He's an engineer.
He's probably the engineer.
Vocal producer. Yeah, wait, look up Josh Goodwin.
But
I believe he's a very famous engineer. Oh,
what the hell?
this went through a lot of people.
This went through a lot of people.
But the person who recorded it was Josh, so he had the first template. Mix engineers.
Damn, we're gonna pop this up on the screen by the way, so you guys can see it.
Athens.
Bass guitar, Blake Slatkin. Bass guitar, Omar Fetty. Guitar,
Yeah.
Blake Slatkin. Because he's the guy who like does like plays guitar. No, he's not a live guitarist, but
Wait, look up Josh Goodwin just real quick. I just.
Oh, it looks like the engineer's here. He was a recording engineer.
Yeah.
Why is there so many mastering engineers? Maybe these guys are like messing around with knobs on like the preamps and the stuff, because like they was probably
Well-
recorded with like a actual hardware compression. So we're just in the studio, actually involved with it, which is probably why they're engineers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they probably messed around with the 2A. I don't know.
That kind of recording though, like nowadays, is not very analog. It's really digital. So
Yeah, but like I feel like when you got like this,
it could just
when
be
you got this type of money, like you're gonna do analog, because why
Yeah.
not?
Josh.
Okay,
Look up Josh Goodwin. I'm pretty sure he mixes like all the popular.
Like he's a mixing engineer.
Oh,
yeah.
he mixes Bieber's. Yeah. Okay. Wait. So
He definitely engineered that song.
yeah.
Yeah, T-Pain. I've always wondered though, like, that's so interesting. That's pretty cool to see how many people were actually involved with this song.
I get dry, wake
Dude, let's look up
me.
this person. Isaac DeBoney. Like, what do you think he wrote? Like one line?
I mean, it's just it's just like a songwriting workshop.
Oh, because that's how it is when you're working at a publishing house.
Yeah,
like, you
they just
kinda
have a
sit in
bunch of they have a
room.
bunch of writers in the same room,
That makes sense.
and they're all collabing.
And I feel like songs like especially like in the pop realm like this, and when you're like, you know,
Yeah, like
They're
they're
like
trying,
they're
like their
getting
goal
moved
is to
around.
make a lot of money. They want to make radio hits, so they're
So they're
gonna
like, it's
put all their
constantly getting moved
resources
around.
into it.
you know what's actually crazy to think about? So I watched this video on Joji.
Mm-hmm.
Joji song Glimpse of Us.
Yeah.
That song was originally like Charlie Puth was like on tour or something, so we didn't get to it, but that song was getting sent around to a lot of people. I
Oh,
think
really?
Joji did justice on it. Like I think there's a few other names I think could have done it like really well. Like I think Billie Eilish could have done a really good job because there's actually an AI version of her singing "Glimpse of Us" on YouTube. You want me to show you it?
Sure.
Why not? While we're at it, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's so sad to see how AI is just doing this. Like it's kind of scary. It's kind of ruins
dude,
it.
the AI like Plankton stuff on TikTok's wild. They did like Plankton singing. I forget. It's like hard rock songs. It's pretty funny.
We'll look that up too. What's your thoughts on the whole AI?
I think it's like fun right now. I just don't think. I think it can be used we can abuse it. You know.
I hate it. I think I really hate it. Like
well, I mean,
sucks.
at the end of the day,
ruins,
nothing can replace humans and
the
imperfection of humans.
It sounds pretty good.
No, I know it sounds good, but it's still like there's something so amazing about like a real vocal, like a raw vocal.
It's almost like you can't AI like a raw live.
You can't AI
performance. Like when you see someone like making like a really raw, authentic like Instagram video of them just playing the guitar and singing their heart out. Like when Zach Bryan got noticed off of those like videos of him like singing his songs like straight up like outside, sweating his balls off,
dude, I
just
love
playing.
those videos.
You AI can't do that.
No.
So that's the one thing.
That is one thing.
But listen to
this. It can get really close to it though. All right, let's hear it. That's insane.
Okay, now that I really listen to it with headphones, it does sound AI. Like when I would like listen on my phone and it sounded pretty good, but if she recorded this song, I think it would have still done really well. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's good though. I actually do want to hear Billie Eilish do a version of the song though.
That would be cool.
That'd be sick. Let's see the songwriters on that one because I know there's probably a lot. Man, I think that's cool to be at a level you just get like a bunch of songs shopped to you. You know, you're like, do they have all the credits? I'm gonna have to like on the editing, I'm gonna have to like pop this stuff up. We're like learning the whole podcast stuff. Next time, I'm just gonna record my screen or something.
Oh,
because like I just realized all the audio we played wasn't even getting recorded, so I gotta manually throw that in there. But
all the audio. What do you mean? It's recording in FL.
Yeah, our voices, the songs that we played didn't get recorded on there. Yeah, that's fine. We're learning. Bear with us. Okay. Glimpse of Us, a song by a Japanese singer. Oh wow, this song was killing it. Damn. I'm just trying to find some credits. Baroque pop? What is that?
Baroque pop. Baroque is a style of music. It's like, I think that's very old. It's in very old music period.
Oh, look who it is.
Oh boy.
The fit.
Oh my god.
It is the man,
it's
the myth,
the legend.
Tyler the intern.
What up, Tyler?
What's up, TY?
I like the jorts.
Dude, you wanna come show the camera what you're wearing? Yeah.
No stylist.
Dude, I can't find the credits to this thing. Huh? Big Liam. Okay, produced by
Just
Connor McDonough
two
and written
of
by.
us.
Oh, it looks like it was written from some brothers. It's kind of cool. Riley McDonough and Connor McDonough. Cool. Who's Joji and Castle? Yep, dope. Well, that was fun. What else? What did we leave off on?
We were just talking about like mixing choices and like going with the energy of the song. So if you know, it's all in your intention. Like if you're setting out to create a lo-fi song, don't add a bunch of perfection on Melodyne. It's like just make
Yeah.
it be, let the
Yeah.
song exist.
I
And
agree
it's
with that. I think it's about the overall song. Like, that's the problem I have to. Like, you're like, oh, I want this to sound like this, but just follow the direction of the song. That's when
Yeah.
you get like something pretty original too.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with also like trying to be like, I want to keep this in this like ecosystem. Like, there's nothing wrong with being like, I don't want to add this because it's not like the genre I want to stay in. Like, there's nothing wrong with want to be. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, and vice versa. There's nothing
Exactly.
Wrong, and there's
Yeah.
nothing
No.
wrong
Like,
with
say
adding it.
you want a lo-fi song to sound like super clean and like, you know, like mess around with it. It might sound super sick. You know, you look at artists like Breakins. He does lo-fi Midwestern
Really?
pop things,
Yeah, Midwest.
but it's like ridiculously clean recording.
yeah.
Like, it's really interesting. Like, you know,
That hyperpop stuff is like all perfect tune. Like,
yeah, no, and that's the style it's
robotic
setting
and
out
kind.
to.
But that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that depth and you get that dynamic elsewhere. Like, maybe
Mhm.
you don't have like a super humanized
Yeah.
piano
think
track or
the
guitar
biggest-
track, but you get that dynamic elsewhere.
I think
Whether it's like
Yeah.
a certain drama symbol or like anything, you know, a little bass. But
Yeah, the biggest thing is like just trust the process and like trust your gut with like song choice or songwriting choices.
and have fun.
Yep, that too.
All right. Video podcast number two done.
Number 2 for the book.
Your
Done.
song's pretty sick. I want to hear more of your earlier stuff.
Oh, dude, I brought my flash drive. You can hear like all my earlier shit.
Okay, we'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
All right, take
All
it
right.
easy, people. Band for the run. For the band podcast. Forgot my own name. Peace.
Peace.